Right, so here's a little bit of help to get you started on 11C if you are stuck. So this stuff is putting together the stuff we've been doing this week and last week and the week before. So if we're asked to solve a quadratic expression like this, then the first thing we have to do is factorize it. And then whenever we factorize it, we will end up with the two brackets equal to 0. And then if you remember back a few exercises ago, we solved those. So I'm going to go through the factorizing relatively quickly here because I feel like we can all do it. So A, remember, is the number in front of the x squared term, so that's 1. B is the number in front of the x, so that is 6. And C is the number in front of, the number by itself, so that's minus 7. Figure out what AC is, and we get minus 7. So that means in our little table, we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give minus 7 and add to give the B value, which is 6. So if they're multiplying to give us a negative, that means one of them must be negative and one of them must be positive. So minus 1 multiplied by 7 gives us 7. If I add these two together, I get 6. So I've got it straight away, but remember it doesn't always work out straight away like that. Anyway, so then we take our equation. So x squared plus 6x minus 7 equals 0. Remember, split up your 6x into these two things. So we're splitting up 6x and writing it as minus 1x plus 7x. So x squared minus x plus 7x minus 7 equals 0. Then take your first two terms, factorize them. So look and see what is common to both of these terms that we can bring outside of the bracket, and it's x. So that's going to give me x outside the bracket and x minus 1 inside it. So x multiplied by x gives me the x squared. X multiplied by minus 1 gives me the minus x. Okay, take the second two terms, factorize them, and remember the thing that's in the bracket has to match what was in here. So we know that's going to end up being x minus 1. So that has to be a 7 because 7 multiplied by x gives us 7x. 7 multiplied by minus 1 gives us the minus 7. Factorize this all again, and remember that the x minus 1 is now the common term to come out. So we're left with x plus 7, x minus 1. Now, from here on, so before, like all the previous work we've done on this, we've just stopped here because all we were asked to do was factorize it. But because we've been asked to solve it, then that means we have to find the value of x, and you will remember doing these now. So if we have two things multiplying to give us 0, remember that means at least one of them has to be 0. So we can say that either x plus 7 equals 0 or x minus 1 equals 0. So whenever x plus 7 is 0, that means x must be minus 7. Or whenever x minus 1 equals 0, that must mean x is 1. So we're going to have two solutions for it. So x is either minus 7 or 1. So let me check. Here is our answers. And for number 11, yeah, minus 7 and 1. So that's just the way they've listed it. And remember, it doesn't matter what order. If you have put 1 and minus 7, obviously that is fine. Okay, so hopefully that'll get you going on them. Bye.